Cristiano Ronaldo's trillionaire lifestyle starts like a science experiment built inside a palace. By 6 a.m., his mega mansion becomes awake on its own. The cryotherapy chamber begins to cool. He steps inside for 3 minutes at minus 200 degrees. That chamber costs around $400,000, more than most people's homes, and it shocks his system awake while flushing inflammation so his recovery never falls behind. When he steps out, 2 trainers meet him with pre-warmed towels and clip biometric sensors to his chest and arms to read heart rate variability and muscle fatigue. The live data appears on a mirrored wall, part of a smart gym build that ran close to $5 million. His gym looks like an art gallery that lifts. Italian marble floors, black chrome dumbbells engraved with CR7, a fiber optic ceiling that shifts color with every heartbeat. Treadmills automatically calibrate incline, pace, and temperature to match his exact training program. Next to the racks sits a hyperbaric oxygen chamber, worth about $200,000 for post-lift recovery. By 7 a.m., his 5-chef rotation has breakfast ready. One handles protein, one handles carbs, one handles hydration, one handles micronutrients, and the head chef signs off on taste and temperature. A single breakfast clears roughly $1,000, not for the portions, but because everything is flown in fresh. Eggs from Portugal, salmon from Norway, berries from France, olive oil from Greece. He eats barefoot on heated stone, while the house keeps the air locked at exactly 64 degrees. His juice is pressed from Saudi dates, blended with imported oranges. Balanced to the glycogen targets his morning scan just set. Then it's into the spa wing. An infrared sauna glows red against polished limestone. He follows with contrast cycles. Hot, then cold, pre-programmed by his physio, so he never has to think. That installation alone costs roughly $300,000. By 8 a.m., the routine is complete. Between machinery, staff, and sourcing, he's already moved through close to $10,000 of lifestyle before most people finish their first coffee. Every detail, the air, the water, the light, the food, is tuned for one purpose: to keep the most disciplined body on earth, performing at trillionaire standards. For Ronaldo, mornings aren't about comfort, they're about control. Perfection isn't luck here, it's maintenance. If Ronaldo's mornings look futuristic, his Saudi Arabian palace looks unreal. When he signed his record-breaking contract in Riyadh, he didn't just move into a house. He moved into something built for royalty. The estate stretches across 10 acres of desert land, turned into a private oasis. From the air, it looks like a resort, but every inch of it belongs to him. The main residence alone cost around $300 million. It's wrapped in white stone, imported from Greece, lined with palm trees from Morocco, and surrounded by walls higher than most city buildings. Step inside, and it feels like a mix between a museum and a 5-star hotel. There are 17 bedrooms, 10 marble bathrooms, a ballroom the size of a basketball court, and an indoor waterfall that drops 3 stories through the center of the house. The floor under that waterfall is heated glass, worth more than $1 million on its own. The walls display digital art screens that rotate through his career highlights, goals, trophies, and magazine covers, each one framed with 24-karat trim. At night, the ceilings shift color to match the desert sunset. The lighting system costs nearly $5 million and can mimic daylight from any city he's ever played in. Downstairs is where it gets insane. Beneath the main villa sits a 2-level underground world that most people will never see. The first floor is a full spa, a cryo recovery room, massage hall, sauna, ice plunge pools, and a salt brick steam room that glows gold. The second level is a private training bunker with a turf field, boxing area, and altitude control chamber. Building that underground complex alone cost around $40 million. Security rivals a presidential compound. 20 guards rotate in 12-hour shifts. The perimeter is monitored by facial recognition cameras linked to a control room staffed 24 hours a day. Even the main gate is armored and costs nearly $1 million to engineer. Ronaldo's family lives here like modern royalty. His kids have classrooms with digital whiteboards that can beam lessons from tutors in London or Lisbon. Georgina has her own private dressing suite larger than most apartments, complete with a jewelry vault secured by fingerprint scan. Every corridor smells like a designer fragrance, made exclusively for the house. The property has its own soccer pitch, but not a normal one. This one is laser leveled, covered in hybrid grass imported from Spain, and lit by stadium-grade LEDs, so he can practice at midnight. That field alone adds another $2 million to the bill, and when he wants silence, he doesn't leave the property. There's a private chapel tucked behind the garden where he prays, and a rooftop lounge with a panoramic view of the Riyadh skyline. The entire compound runs on renewable energy, with backup generators hidden beneath the courtyard. Living here costs several $1 million each year in maintenance, but that's the price of living like a trillionaire, because this isn't just a home, it's a fortress, a sanctuary, and a monument to perfection built in his honor. But what's inside the multiple garages inside this palace? What cars does Ronaldo drive? Well, Ronaldo's car collection is like a timeline of his life, starting with the cars he could afford and ending with ones only entire countries can afford. Back when he was broke, Ronaldo, he drove the kind of cars that rich people's kids drive today. He had a few Audis from his Real Madrid sponsorships, an RS7, a Q7, and an S8. He had a Range Rover Autobiography, a Maserati Gran Cabrio, and a Porsche Cayenne Turbo. At the time, those were dream cars. Now, their background noise in garages full of pure excess. Once the money became generational, his garage turned into a museum of engineering. His Ferrari F12 TDF, worth around $600,000, was designed to honor Ferrari's old Tour de France race cars. It's one of only 800 ever built, and the entire body is made of carbon fiber, so light the hood can be lifted with one hand. Next to it is a Ferrari Monza SP1, a $2 million speedster with no roof, no windshield, and a cockpit wrapped in military-grade aluminum. It's one of Ferrari's rarest models, so rare it's invitation only to buy. Then there's the Lamborghini Aventador L P700-4, a $500,000 wedge of Italian fury. It hits 60 in under 3 seconds and tops out over 200 miles per hour. But the craziest part is that the engine is hand-built by a single craftsman in Sant'Agata who signs the block with his initials before it ships. When Ronaldo wants something with more seats, he takes the Lamborghini Urus, a $300,000 SUV tuned to drive like a supercar but haul his family. The McLaren Senna, valued at about $1 million, is a different beast entirely. It's built so aggressively that at top speed it generates more downforce than the car weighs, meaning it could literally drive upside down if there were a road for it. The doors are made of transparent glass, so you can see the pavement flying beneath you. His Aston Martin DBS Superleggera, around $350,000, is what James Bond would drive if he retired rich. It's powered by a twin-turbo V12, and the paint finish takes more than 200 hours to hand polish before delivery. Then come the Rolls Royces, where luxury becomes insanity. His Rolls Royce Ghost, worth about $400,000, has a cabin so quiet it registers fewer decibels than a library. His Rolls Royce Phantom Drophead Coupe is closer to $500,000 and features a teakwood rear deck sealed with 9 layers of marine varnish, so it can survive salt water. But his most outrageous Rolls is the Phantom Tranquility Edition, one of only 25 ever built. The central volume knob in that model is made with shavings from the Moñón Alusta meteorite, an actual piece of a 4.5 billion-year-old rock that crashed into Earth in Sweden. He literally adjusts his music with a piece of space. His Bentley Continental GT Speed and Flying Spur, each worth around $300,000. Both use steering wheels stitched from Scandinavian bull hide, because cows grow stretch marks and bulls don't. Bentley refuses to use a single piece of imperfect leather. He's also got a Porsche 911 Turbo S, a McLaren MP 412C, and a Chevy Camaro tucked away from his early days, but they rarely leave storage anymore. Now the crown jewels, Bugatti. Ronaldo owns 3 for short, and possibly a 4th. The Bugatti Veyron Grand Sport Vitesse, valued around $2.5 million, was the first car ever to break 260 miles per hour. Its air intakes pull in enough air each minute to fill a house. The Bugatti Chiron, at $3 million, is even crazier. Its cooling system circulates 10 gallons of coolant through the engine every 20 seconds, just to keep it from melting. And then there's the Bugatti 110, worth $9 million, one of only 10 in existence. It was built as a tribute to Bugatti's founder and took over a year to hand assemble. Each headlight is laser-cut glass that costs more than a small car, but one mystery remains: the Bugatti La Voiture Noire, the world's most expensive car, valued near $19 million, sold to an anonymous buyer. The same year Ronaldo ordered his 110, it matches his taste exactly. Black on black, white stitching, minimalist interior. If he's the owner, it means one man is sitting on over $30 million in Bugattis alone. And if that somehow wasn't enough speed, he's rumored to have a Koenigsegg CCXR Trevita, worth about $5 million, with a body woven from diamond-infused carbon fiber. Even his daily driver SUV, the Ferrari Purosangue, starts at $400,000. All in, Ronaldo's car collection is worth somewhere around $50 million, spread between mansions in Portugal, Madrid, and Riyadh. Some are started once a month just to keep the engines alive. For him, they aren't just machines, they are milestones. Each one marks another level of life that most people never reach. When Ronaldo leaves the garage, the last car he usually takes is his Rolls-Royce Cullinan. That's his ride to the airport before away games. But he doesn't fly on normie planes like us. Nah, Cristiano Ronaldo has his own private jet. Actually, he's got multiple. His first was the Gulfstream G200, a $25 million jet that most billionaires would still dream about. It's a mid-sized luxury plane that seats 10 people and can fly over 3,000 miles non-stop. Inside, it's like a flying penthouse. Leather recliners, glossy walnut tables, and gold-toned accents running along the cabin walls. There's a full-service kitchen, 2 bathrooms, and satellite Wi-Fi, so he can stream matches while he's in the sky. He bought it at a time when most players were still sitting in coach, and that instantly separated him from everyone else. But that was just phase 1. Once the paychecks leveled up, Ronaldo upgraded to one of the most advanced private jets ever built, the Gulfstream G650. This one costs around $75 million and can fly over 7,000 miles without refueling. That means he can go from Lisbon to Los Angeles or Riyadh to New York in one nonstop flight. The G650 is also one of the fastest civilian planes on the planet, cruising close to the speed of sound while keeping the cabin as quiet as a hotel suite. The inside is ridiculous. It fits 18 passengers comfortably with a full dining area, a king-size bed, 2 bathrooms, and a complete kitchen where his chef can cook real meals mid-flight. The walls are wrapped in hand-stitched beige leather, and every window is an oversized oval that floods the cabin with sunlight. Those windows are nearly 3 feet wide each, the largest ever made for a private jet. When you're flying that high, you're basically having dinner above the clouds. The air pressure inside the G650 is maintained to feel like you're only 3,000 feet above sea level, even when you're cruising at 40,000. That might sound like a random stat, but it's the reason Ronaldo lands fresh enough to walk straight into training. His body doesn't even notice jet lag anymore. And because one jet isn't enough when you're living like a trillionaire, there's another one rumored in his hangar, the Bombardier Global 6000. This one's worth around $55 million and was supposedly bought to move his management and security teams while he travels separately. It's the kind of jet used by heads of state, fitted with meeting tables, sleeping quarters, and noise insulation so good you can't even hear the engines. Think of it as his backup palace in the sky. But the jet that defines Ronaldo's lifestyle is the rumored Gulfstream G700, the newest and most luxurious jet ever built. It's valued near $90 million, and if he owns one, it would make his total fleet worth over $200 million. The G700 is longer, faster, and quieter than anything else in the sky. It has 20 windows, sleeps up to 10 passengers, and has a master suite with a private shower. Even the lighting inside automatically shifts to match whatever time zone he's flying to, or reducing jet lag by recalibrating his body clock in real time. His configuration reportedly includes a small gym area, a cryotherapy recliner, and a fiber optic ceiling that mimics the constellations over Madeira, his hometown. So even at 40,000 feet, he's literally sleeping under the same stars he grew up beneath. At this point, his hangar looks like an airport. Combined, Ronaldo's jets are worth over $240 million, and every one of them is maintained to take off at a moment's notice. While other players are checking in at terminals, Ronaldo walks straight from his car to the runway and climbs into a flying mansion. That's not travel, that's teleportation with catering. When he's not flying above the clouds, he's floating on top of the ocean. And of course, Ronaldo doesn't just rent yachts, he owns them. His first major purchase was the Azimut Grande 27 Metri, a 90-foot super yacht worth over $7 million. He bought it right after winning a championship, and it became his floating getaway. It has 5 luxury cabins, 6 bathrooms, a wet bar, and a rooftop lounge, lined with white leather couches. But it's not just about looks. The yacht is powered by twin engines that push it over 28 knots, faster than most boats half its size. The interior feels more like a penthouse than a ship. The wood is hand-finished oak, the walls are trimmed in polished nickel, and the kitchen looks like something out of a Michelin star restaurant. There's a gym, a jacuzzi, and a retractable swimming platform that lowers into the water like an elevator. When he anchors off the Amalfi Coast or Mallorca, it literally looks like a resort floating on the sea. Maintenance for this yacht alone costs about $1 million per year, crew salaries, docking fees, and cleaning. But when you're living like a trillionaire, that's just pocket change for peace and quiet. Then there's the yacht he's rumored to have in construction right now, a custom-built CR super yacht that could reach a value near $40 million when it's done. This one reportedly measures over 120 feet long, with a design inspired by stealth aircraft and luxury sports cars. The hull is deep silver, made of carbon composite for strength and speed, and the deck is wrapped in teak wood imported from Burma. Inside, it's expected to have a full gym, a mini cinema, a cigar lounge, and a helipad that can support his Gulfstream when it's not in flight. But the most insane feature is the underwater viewing room, a glass-walled lounge below deck where you can literally sit and watch fish swim past like an aquarium. Each of those curved glass panels costs over $200,000 a piece, and they have to be replaced every few years from pressure fatigue. He's been spotted vacationing in Sardinia, the French Riviera, and Greece, with security boats flanking his yacht like an escort. The trips usually include his family, a personal chef, a couple of trainers, and at least 10 crew members. For a few weeks at sea, the cost can reach over $3 million between fuel, catering, and staff. And the vibe? It's pure freedom. While most people travel to get away from their jobs, Ronaldo travels to get away from fame itself. On open water, no paparazzi, no noise, just the sound of waves bouncing off a $40 million mansion that moves. Even the scent on board is customized. His yacht uses an air system that releases subtle notes of sandalwood and ocean mist designed by the same company that does hotel fragrances for the Burj Al Arab. It's the perfect extension of his lifestyle. On land, he rules from mansions, in the sky, from jets, and at sea, from a yacht that feels like it belongs to a movie villain with better taste. Because when you're living the trillionaire lifestyle, your escape still has to look expensive. We already talked about his $300 million Saudi palace, but you didn't think that was his only mega mansion, did you? Cristiano Ronaldo collects homes the same way he collects trophies, and each one looks like a level from a different video game. Across Portugal, Spain, Italy, England, and Saudi Arabia, his real estate portfolio is worth over $150 million. Every property is designed to match a different version of his life. Let's start in Madeira, where it all began. Overlooking the Atlantic Ocean, his home there is built directly above the apartment he grew up in. It cost about $8 million to build and has 7 floors, connected by private elevators. The upper levels have panoramic glass walls, a rooftop pool, and a garage with space for a dozen supercars. There's even a small museum inside, displaying his early trophies and jerseys. From the balcony, you can see the stadium where he played as a teenager. It's a daily reminder of how far he's come. Then there's his Madrid mansion, a $6 million modern fortress in the exclusive La Finca neighborhood. The house was designed by architect Joaquin Torres, the same guy who built mansions for Real Madrid teammates and Spanish royalty. It's all clean lines, white concrete and glass. Inside, it has a 12-car garage, an indoor pool, and a private theater. The centerpiece is the trophy gallery, temperature-controlled, museum-lit, and filled with more gold than most museums have on display. In Turin, Italy, he owns a $10 million villa tucked into the hillside with views of the Alps. It has 2 separate entrances guarded by 24-hour security, marble staircases, a full gym, and an underground spa with a circular pool. The house is wrapped in glass, so you can see the mountains from almost every room. It's the perfect mix of privacy and power, hidden just minutes away from Juventus training grounds. Then there's his Manchester mansion, around $7 million, sitting on over 20 acres of countryside. The place has a movie theater, heated swimming pool, tennis courts, and an indoor-outdoor spa complex. He eventually left that house because sheep grazing nearby kept him awake. But when you can afford anywhere in the world, you don't have to compromise on silence. Back in Lisbon, he reportedly bought the most expensive apartment ever sold in Portugal, worth over $7 million. It's on the top floor of the Castillo 7 development and has panoramic views of the city, a rooftop pool, and even a personal gym looking out over the skyline. The penthouse has bulletproof windows and private elevator access from the underground parking garage. And of course, the crown jewel, his Saudi Arabian palace, worth more than $300 million. Together, his global properties form what's basically a personal empire. He can wake up to a sunrise over the ocean in Portugal, fly to lunch in Madrid, train in Italy, and fall asleep under desert stars in Riyadh, all without ever leaving one of his own homes. Each mansion has staff working year-round to maintain it, costing millions in upkeep every year, and every one of them is controlled from a single system, an encrypted app that lets him adjust lighting, temperature, and security cameras in any house from his phone, anywhere in the world. For Ronaldo, real estate isn't about investment returns. It's about ownership of space. He's built homes that look like monuments, physical trophies marking every era of his life. Because when you live the trillionaire lifestyle, even your memories need a skyline. You don't become a global icon just by scoring goals. Cristiano Ronaldo turned himself into a walking brand. Every outfit, every photo, every watch, it's all part of the image that made him one of the most recognizable faces on earth. His personal style has evolved from flashy to flawless. In his early days, it was loud logos, shiny belts, and ripped jeans. Now it's tailored perfection. Designer suits that look hand-painted onto his body, subtle jewelry, and custom fragrances he helped create. Everything he wears is built around the same formula: luxury, simplicity, and power. His closet alone looks like a boutique. The racks are filled with handcrafted suits from Dolce & Gabbana, Louis Vuitton, and Tom Ford, each one tailored specifically to his body measurements. Some of them cost upwards of $30,000 each. He has Italian-made leather jackets, silk shirts dyed with natural pigments, and a rotating collection of designer sneakers worth hundreds of thousands combined. But the real flex isn't his wardrobe, it's what's on his wrist. Ronaldo's watch collection is legendary, worth over $10 million in total. One of his favorites is the Jacob & Company Caviar Tourbillon Savorite, a green diamond-covered watch, worth nearly $1 million. It has 376 emerald stones set by hand, and it sparkles like a laser under direct light. Then there's his Frank Muller Invisible Baguette Diamonds Imperial Tourbillon, one of the rarest watches ever made. It's covered in over 600 diamonds and valued around $2 million. Most people have never even seen one in person because only a handful exist. The entire watch is transparent, so light passes through it like glass. He also owns the Rolex GMT Master Ice, which costs roughly $500,000. It's fully paid with diamonds on the bezel, the dial, and even the bracelet. This isn't the kind of Rolex you buy at a store. It's the one you have to be invited to own. And of course, the Jacob & Company Heart of CR7, a custom timepiece built to celebrate his partnership with the brand. It's made from white gold, covered in rubies, and displays a miniature heart on the face that beats once per second like a pulse. That single watch is valued at over $1.5 million. But the accessories go beyond watches. He has diamond earrings, solid gold bracelets, and designer sunglasses valued at over $10,000 a pair. Even his cologne bottles are shaped like miniature trophies. A subtle reminder that his brand isn't just about selling products, it's about selling perfection. His CR7 brand now stretches across fragrances, denim, shoes, underwear, and luxury hotels. Each line makes tens of millions per year, and they all feed back into his image. Everything, down to the packaging and the color palette, is designed to look timeless. The entire brand revolves around discipline, beauty, and confidence. When you walk into a CR7 store, you don't just buy clothing, you buy a piece of the lifestyle. It smells like clean linen and expensive ambition. The level of detail is ridiculous. The signature scent he wears daily was created in a lab in Madrid, where perfumers adjust formulas based on the climate of where he'll be living. So his cologne in Saudi Arabia smells slightly different than in Europe because of the humidity and heat. This is what separates Ronaldo from everyone else. He doesn't wear brands. He is the brand, and whether he's stepping onto a red carpet or into a private jet, the look is the same: sharp, controlled, and flawless from head to toe. For anyone else, this would be a full-time job. For Ronaldo, it's just how he gets dressed in the morning. Behind all the cars, jets, and mansions. Ronaldo's most valuable possessions are his family and his privacy, and protecting both has become a full-time operation that costs millions every year. His security details run like a private military unit at all times. Two ex-Special Forces officers shadow him everywhere he goes. One of them, a former paratrooper from Portugal's elite commandos, is responsible for close-quarter defense. The other handles advanced scouting, checking routes, exits, and crowd behavior hours before Ronaldo ever arrives. When he travels, that team expands to over a dozen people. They include drivers, drone operators, and digital security experts who track any mention of his location online. His security vehicles aren't normal SUVs. They're armored Mercedes Maybachs, worth more than $500,000 each, built to resist gunfire and explosives. The convoy moves with the precision of a presidential motorcade, complete with a communications vehicle that keeps in contact with local authorities. Each of his homes is secured like a fortress. His Riyadh palace uses biometric locks, facial recognition, and encrypted entry gates that can only be opened from the inside. Every window is bulletproof, and the walls are lined with sensors that detect vibrations in case anyone tries to climb or cut through the perimeter. Inside, there's a central control room that monitors every camera in the house and links directly to a local police channel. That room alone costs nearly $2 million to build, but the protection doesn't stop with him. His family travels under the same shield. Georgina has her own driver and bodyguard team, trained for evasive driving and international travel security. When she goes shopping in Riyadh or Madrid, two plainclothes guards follow at a distance, close enough to react, but far enough to look invisible. Their children are tutored privately at home by teachers brought in from England, Spain, and Portugal. Each tutor undergoes full background checks and signs confidentiality contracts that prevent them from discussing anything about the family. Their classrooms are equipped with digital boards that connect to other tutors remotely, and even those sessions are routed through encrypted networks. At home, the family moves freely inside the property without ever worrying about being seen. Every outdoor area is surrounded by 8-foot privacy hedges and walls lined with noise-dampening material. Even the drones used for aerial security are programmed to hover silently so the kids can play outside without hearing constant buzzing. When the family travels, the logistics are mapped down to the minute. Ronaldo's private jet departs from a private terminal. His vehicles drive directly onto the tarmac, and the plane is guarded by local authorities until takeoff. Once they land, another team of security cars is already waiting at the destination. From the outside, it looks like a seamless vacation. Behind the scenes, it's a military-level operation. Ronaldo spends millions each year maintaining that peace of mind. It's not paranoia, it's necessity. When you're one of the most famous people on the planet, privacy isn't a luxury, it's survival. His life may look effortless, but every moment of calm is carefully built. Because when you live the trillionaire lifestyle, safety isn't something you hope for, it's something you engineer. Ronaldo's not just training his body, he's upgrading it. Every part of his daily life runs like an experiment in human performance. He doesn't rely on routines anymore, he relies on data. In one wing of his Riyadh palace sits a lab most people don't even know exists. It's a full-scale bio-optimization center with equipment that measures everything: blood oxygen levels, muscle fiber regeneration, hormone balance, and even cognitive reaction speed. Every week, his medical team runs full-body scans to track micro changes that ordinary doctors would never notice. The most advanced tool he uses is a hydro massage recovery pod, valued near $200,000. It surrounds his body in heated water jets that adjust pressure based on where his muscles show tension on the scan. The system can simulate a deep tissue massage without another person touching him. He also uses electromagnetic muscle stimulation suits that contract his muscles thousands of times per minute. These suits are connected to electrodes that pulse in perfect rhythm with his heart rate, strengthening his body while he's standing still. It's like turning a normal workout into a 10 times multiplier. Another piece of tech he's obsessed with is oxygen therapy training. He uses a mask that alternates between high oxygen and low oxygen air during cardio, forcing his lungs to adapt the way climbers do at high altitude. The setup costs close to $80,000, and it's used by fighter pilots and Olympians, but Ronaldo has one installed at home. At night, his recovery turns fully automatic. He sleeps on a smart bed that adjusts firmness and temperature through the night while tracking sleep phases with microsensors. If his heart rate slows too much, the bed subtly vibrates to stimulate blood flow. If he rolls into a bad posture, the mattress lifts slightly to correct it. That system costs over $100,000 on its own. Even the air he breathes is optimized. His bedroom filters are medical grade, the same ones used in operating rooms, and they refresh the air every 3 minutes. A scent diffuser releases lavender and sandalwood oils, chosen to lower his blood pressure before sleep. Every night, he breathes in calm and wakes up controlled. He's also rumored to work with European clinics specializing in stem cell regeneration. These treatments inject concentrated stem cells into joints and muscles to repair microscopic damage before it ever becomes an injury. Each session costs more than $50,000, and it's why he still moves like a 25-year-old at nearly 40. Even his supplements are engineered specifically for him. His nutritionists send blood samples to private labs every month to adjust his vitamin and amino acid ratios. Nothing comes off a store shelf. It's all compounded in pharmaceutical labs in Switzerland and Spain. Each bottle is labeled with his initials, the date, and a barcode that links to his performance data. The total bill for maintaining this biohacking lifestyle is estimated at over $10 million a year, but Ronaldo isn't chasing numbers. He's chasing time. While most athletes athletes age out, he's spending whatever it takes to pause the process entirely, because when you live the trillionaire lifestyle, getting older isn't an option, you just evolve. At this level, money stops being about buying things. It starts being about what you leave behind. And that's where Ronaldo shifts from luxury to legacy. He's already built the kind of empire most people couldn't spend in 10 lifetimes. But while the mansions and supercars get all the attention, what he's quietly built in the background might be even more impressive. Back home in Madeira, there's a museum dedicated entirely to his career, the Museu CR7. It cost over $5 million to build and holds everything from his first soccer cleats to every Ballon d'Or he's ever won. The building sits right by the ocean, and outside stands a bronze statue of Ronaldo himself, arms spread like he's still celebrating a goal. Thousands of people visit every week. It's not just a museum, it's a monument. His legacy, frozen in steel and glass. But Ronaldo's philanthropy stretches far beyond statues. He's one of the few athletes who regularly donates millions without putting his name in headlines. He's covered surgeries for sick children, paid for cancer treatments, and personally funded hospitals across Portugal and Spain. He once donated an entire $1 million to rebuild medical wards in Madeira after a flood destroyed them. When disasters hit, he's often one of the first celebrities to wire money directly. No campaigns, no press releases, just action. He's also helped fund new youth academies across Portugal and Saudi Arabia, focusing on giving kids access to top-level coaching and education. Each academy costs several $million to operate, complete with housing, tutoring, and nutrition programs. The idea isn't to make the next Cristiano Ronaldo. It's to give thousands of kids a chance to dream the same way he did. In recent years, he's begun planning something much bigger, the CR7 Legacy Foundation. While details are still private, insiders say it's a global charity network that will focus on children's hospitals, education, and sports development around the world. Essentially, Ronaldo is designing a system that will outlive him, just like his brand, but built to help others. And it's not just about money. His presence alone carries weight. When Ronaldo visits hospitals or youth centers, the effect is instant. He doesn't walk in surrounded by cameras. He shows up quietly, shakes hands, signs shirts, and listens to stories. The kids see him as more than a football player. They see proof that impossible dreams can turn real. Legacy for Ronaldo isn't about fame, it's about permanence. He's turned success into something generational, and generosity into part of the brand itself. Because the true sign of a trillionaire lifestyle isn't how much you can buy, it's how much of yourself you can give away and still have everything. His name already sits in record books. Now, he's working on writing it into history. By now, you've seen every angle of it. The mansions, the cars, the jets, the watches, the yachts. But the truth is, none of it exists without the mindset behind it. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't just build a life of luxury. He built a system that rewards obsession. Every inch of his world, from the marble floors in his gym to the lighting in his bedroom, is controlled by design. Nothing is random. Nothing is lazy. He treats life the same way he treats a match. Study, precision, domination. Most people chase comfort. Ronaldo chases control. He's turned discipline into a form of luxury, and that's what separates a millionaire lifestyle from a trillionaire one. It's not about buying more things. It's about mastering everything you already have. He's optimized his body like a company, his home like a machine, and his time like its currency. Every decision, every upgrade, every habit compounds into the same result: dominance. And here's the thing, he doesn't see any of it as excess. He sees it as maintenance. Maintenance of greatness, maintenance of identity, maintenance of the legend he spent his entire life building. Because when you reach this level, the game changes. You don't compete for trophies anymore. You compete with your own legacy. You're not chasing other people's success. You're refining your own. Cristiano Ronaldo's lifestyle isn't just about wealth. It's proof of what obsession looks like when it pays off. He built an empire with his feet, fueled it with discipline, and turned it into art. He lives in mansions that look like museums, drives cars that sound like thunder, and eats breakfast with a team of scientists watching his heart rate. That's not luck. That's design. That's control. That's the trillionaire lifestyle. Because when perfection becomes your baseline, you don't just live differently, you live forever.